Your bio says that you're from LA.
Mm-hmm.
You say LA is the worst hometown for any aspiring filmmaker.
Yeah. That's a bit hyperbolic. But living in LA as a filmmaker, like an independent filmmaker, living in LA is a blessing and a curse. Where I live, the town in which I live, there are numerous television and movie productions being shot. Numerous. I mean, they're like the squirrels. I mean, at least once a month, but more often about twice a month. They're there. Like just the other day, I was literally walking my son on the sidewalk. There's Forrest Whitaker and French Stewart doing a scene from the TV show he's on. Like Sandra Bullock, they're all, you know. But see, you'd think, oh yeah, that's where you want to be. They're there, right? Okay. Going back to nobody filmmaking, I have no access to these people, okay? I'm actually in the way. You know, there's cops there to keep me away, okay, first and foremost. Secondly, the problem is in Los Angeles, because the studios dominate here, the infrastructure, the filmmaking infrastructure is geared toward the studios. And the studios make multi-million-dollar films, which means very big budgeted type fees and costs, including the rental houses and including things like permits to film. This is something most people have never even heard of in other towns, a permit to film. In Los Angeles, you need to pay like $600 or $800, something like that, to just apply for a permit. And then if they grant you a permit, they may tack on like a police officer that needs to be there, whom you need to pay hourly for. Now, this is nothing for a studio. $800, you know, that's like the price of the M&Ms for the actor, you know. But for us, that's a lot of money. So the problem is the infrastructure is geared towards the studio system, which is big budget. But when you're an indie filmmaker who wants to just set up a tripod with your friends on the sidewalk and shoot a film, you can't. It's illegal. You might get arrested, you know. Number two, business owners in Los Angeles are sick and tired of it. You know, they're savvy to it, so they know they can make about $2,000-3,000 to shoot in their bar. So they're not going to let you go do it unless, again, it's a close friend or family member. And this is very important, very important. The sexy factor of filmmaking, of the movies, doesn't exist in LA. It does a little bit. People are still starstruck, but it's not as prominent as, say, Middletown, you know, America, where people are excited about the notion of a film being made in their town, in their restaurant. So they embrace you. So that's why being an LA native is a blessing and a curse for me. But granted, on the flip side, of course, there are a lot of resources available, such as numerous actors, rental houses, crew, talented crew, theaters. There's a lot of independent theaters in LA. But again, that costs money. So.
Well, LA gets a bad rap. A lot of times they say people here are selfish. What I've noticed is that people that are from here, that grew up here, are not. They're actually really nice people. It's usually the transplants, myself included, who are actually the ones that create this. So what is your take, and I'm sure these people don't do it to be malicious, but what is your take on the mindset of people that come to LA?
I think there's a lot of naivety, and I wrote a blog post called Los Angeles Won't Make Your Movie. I call them the pilgrims. And I believe it's like the promised land, you know. A lot of people, again, I'm speaking in generalizations here. There's a lot of wise, mature, well-researched people that come out here. But my experience, and I've been on a lot of low budget, no budget sets, you know, talking to folks that literally like just got off the car, you know. There's just a lot of naivety, and there's this false assumption that being here will make your career. It's like in the air or in the water. It's kind of like going to Vegas is going to make you rich. It doesn't. So I think that's a major obstacle that people bring with them, a major false assumption that people bring with them, that somehow being here, like people are going to discover them, people are going to want to collaborate with them, they're beautiful, they were like the drama star in their town, so being here, like the agents and everyone's going to, dude, you're like a drop in the ocean. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your hopes and dreams. Nobody. So in many ways, you are leaving behind your greatest asset, which is your only fan base, your friends and your family. So I think it behooves people to stay there. Do that creative work, do that hard work in your hometown. Make that film with your resources, do your best with what you have, establish yourself, and then make it so you must be in Los Angeles, where you have no other choice. You just have to be here professionally. That's my opinion.